video, we want to go through how to use Ansible. Specifically, I would like to go through how to use Ansible to verify software is on machines. So on this machine, on this MacBook Pro, we have a few machines running. This one's running and this one's running. These are both Ubuntu machines. So I'm going to use these machines as targets, and the MacBook Pro itself is going to be the Ansible server serving out the Ansible commands as I've installed Ansible on this machine. So here, let's take a look at some of our config files. What we want to do here is simply do a verify that some packages are installed on the two VMs that are run under VirtualBox. So let's take a look at this YML file and explain what it does. So here we have in our inventory file the two machines, the IPs of the two VMs on this machine here, which are called demo. Remote user is going to be called Ubuntu. The tasks, first of all, we're going to set the password for the Ubuntu account to do an SSH into the remote machines. And the first task here, we're going to make sure the chef packages are installed on that server. And the next thing we're going to do is become root, because to run dpackage, you have to be root. We're going to pass in the root password from the command line. And here, this is like a debug statement. We're going to register a variable called output. Output will come from this shell command up here for dpackage. We're going to capture the output. And why are we doing that? We want to be able to look at what the package says when it is encountered. So this debug message here will take this output variable and put it through standard out, and that will appear on our output from Ansible. We'll do the same thing for the HP SACLI, see if that's installed on the server. Do the same thing, become root. We're going to do the dpackage command on that, do a grep for it, register the variable called output1, and then we're going to print out the output1. And that's about it. So to make that happen, we had to make a few changes on the host file here. So Ansible keeps things in etc Ansible. Take a look over there. Let's take a look at the host file or inventory file. So here we have this all variables. Ansible connection will be SSH. The user default will be Ubuntu. The password for the default user is Ubuntu. So that's not very secure, I realize, but the user has no escalation privileges. Here's our two demo machines. These are the two VMs I was talking about. We have the IPs into these machines. We can take a look at those machines here. And these are just Ubuntu machines. So that's about it. They're both identical. So let's run the command. We'll go back to the directory where, and notice I'm not root, I'm not privileged here. So let's go back to the Ubuntu directory and let's run this command. It's simply a matter of calling Ansible playbook, and we're going to import the password by doing an ask for the escalation password to become root using SU. So SU is selected on this thing to become root, and we're going to pass in the password. The password on this thing is a very secure password called root. Type in root. Okay, here it goes. So it looks like the task set up okay. Did a set fact on the default password for Ubuntu. So here it actually ran the chef task on this server, and it said, okay, I didn't find chef on this one, on 202 IP, and on 201 IP it did find chef, and it put out the output of what the dpackage command pushed out for us. So there's the package there. And looks like on one of these we had an incorrect sudo password. Oh, that's interesting. So on 201, we have an incorrect sudo password. Let's take a look at that. Okay, this one here is 201. And if I do an SU, put in my password, well, that already went. Let's get out of here entirely. Let's do an SU. I had root in here, it worked. So I'm not sure why it's complaining about a pseudo password on that one. Anyway, that's how Chef works. You basically want to, again, get your playbook set up correctly. Okay, and in this case, we had, again, our host from a demo clause, which was in the host file in etc Ansible hosts. Our tasks were first to set the password on the default account, which in our case is Ubuntu on these things. Ubuntu is the username, Ubuntu is the password. We want to make sure Chef's installed on the server. We want to become root. So become yes means default become root. Become users root. Probably don't need to put that in there, but I put that in for completeness. Become method is su. We want to run a shell command with dpackage and grep. Looking for chef. Have an output variable registered, which is default to output. Debug message to put this out to the screen. And you saw that up here. The green part is the action by this register and this debug command. We do the same thing for the HP CLI. So it's a little disturbing why I can't get the second machine to work here. Let's debug it together and see what we get. This one has an IP of 201. What's this one's IP? Should be 202, I think. 201, and what's this one say? Okay, this one's 202. So on this one, I think we were able to do an SU just fine. There's root. So on each machine, I can SU with the root and get there. That works. So it's a little interesting why I'm having troubles escalating on this thing. Okay, well, let's put the password in again. Root. Run Ansible again. And here it's saying it can't find it. Debug. 201. So for 201, it looks like I'm not getting in there for some reason. That's really weird. So, got to debug that. Anyway, these are some of the pitfalls and trials of Ansible. I hope this was useful to you. Ansible always has a recap. So if you see 4 tasks are okay, that's good. That change means it went to SU. Looks like 1 failed on each. So on the first one, we didn't have the HP software installed. We had Chef. The second one, it didn't change to root, so it failed. Thanks for watching and have a great day.